We are back with another episode of the Denial of the Day podcast. I'm here with Bellator Claims Manager Chris Barrientes. Chris, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Taylor. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. So, we're going to talk about something that we experience as we push through a claim. And sometimes, actually, when we get involved in a claim, this has already happened where the adjuster that originally was on the claim, now we're four, five, six, seven adjusters deep, and nobody knows what's going on. Chris, why is this happening in the industry?
It's just crazy, especially when we get involved sometimes where the insured tries to, kind of go against the insurance company when they are getting diminished, getting denied for whatever reason. And the first thing I hear out of them, there's certain companies, I'm not going to say any names, but there's certain companies that like to just rotate and re-sign adjusters. And
Right.
so a lot of times when we get involved, there's been some cases where the insured has dealt with their fifth or sixth adjuster already. And
Yeah.
then when we invoke, when we get involved, a lot of times they're like, okay, we're going to re-sign it again.
Right.
And it's just crazy. And so it's delay tactics. I don't know.
Right.
But the frustrating part, and this kind of goes back to one of our previous podcasts, is about staying patient. You just got to stay patient, work through the system. The frustrating part is that when these new adjusters get assigned to the claim, they need at least a week or two to get caught up with the claim. And then they still don't know kind of what's going on or what was, basically where we're at in the process. And
Right.
so we have adapted to that. One of the things that we want to make sure is that when this new adjuster gets assigned, here's bullet points of what's going on. And then that way we can speed up the process right away and just keep this
Yeah.
thing moving. So
So
it's just, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
you bring up something that's really interesting that I don't think a lot of public adjusters have in their office. We have the Bellator Blueprint, and that has been developed in going on 8 years of me being in this business or in this company, Bellator Claims, right? I've been in the industry going on 11 years, so it's a combination of all of that. But
Mhm.
ultimately, like what you're talking about, we've learned, hey, this specific company or these couple of specific companies like to rotate adjusters as we get involved. Okay, Mr. Adjuster, hey, this is a quick list of what's going on. Get you up to speed so it doesn't take you 2 freaking weeks. We want to take the slack out of the claim to try to get the claims expedited and paid fully and fairly faster, which is the key. But again, I think you're right. I think it's partly a delay tactic. I think also that these insurance companies probably aren't treating their adjusters that well. And I'm sure the adjusters, because they're new, they're inexperienced, they probably get yelled at a lot on the phone. That's something that we avoid. And we really try to build rapport with these adjusters because we know they hold the keys to what we want. And being kind usually pays off most of the time, right? But
Mhm.
I think there's a combination of a bunch of things, right? Inexperience, the insurance companies don't really care. They actually benefit when people don't know what they're doing because they have someone that you talk to that is supposed to be
Mhm.
doing their job, but are they? Are they really doing their job? Or do they even know what they're supposed to be doing? Right? And Chris, you know, man, I'll let you speak to it that we deal with this a lot, right? The adjuster on the other end doesn't necessarily know what they're doing. So like that's I think part of the reason that the turnover is so high with these insurance companies.
Sure. And yes, some cases I see a reassignment being beneficial for the insurance company and the insured. Because if you're not clicking, you're just not clicking. But
Yeah.
it's the ones that, things are going along just fine and you have no issues with, you've got a insurance adjuster always picked up the phone, talking, communicating,
Right.
and then it gets just reassigned. And it's just like a detrimental blow to the insured. It's like I already established my rapport with this person. We're doing great and then just reassign. And then now you got
Yeah.
someone new and you got to go through the whole process again. That's the most frustrating part, the whole thing over and over again. So,
Dude, it is part of the game. And I know, so you've been with me a little over 2 years
mhm.
and came from a very similar industry. And you know from your previous industry that this also happens too. But people think we're conspiracy theorists. Like, this is what's happening. This is what's happening until they file a claim and they're like, oh, damn, that's all true and correct. And this is what I'm experiencing. And I had to experience that on my own claim where my insurance company for my homeowners didn't know that I was a public insurance adjuster. So I just went through the process like any other insured to fully experience it. And I can tell you, it was terrible. It was terrible. The insurance company told me all sorts of stuff that wasn't true that I hear from my other insureds that, like I at that time had been paying almost 16 years of insurance premiums, never a claim made, and then they wanted to shortchange me by like almost $30,000 on this property claim. And it's ridiculous, but I digress. If you're in a situation where you're not being treated fairly, they keep rotating the insurance adjusters because they don't want to pay your claim, you need to get someone involved to help you. And we might be those people. We might be the right fit. We might not. But you can contact us, bellatorclaims.com, and Chris and or I will at least guide you in the right direction if we can't help you. And if we can, we'll let you know the next steps. But bellatorclaims.com for your commercial, industrial, medical building, school districts, municipalities, any types of property insurance claims that you have, contact us today. Chris, final word, my friend.
I mean, I think you made me speechless, actually. I don't even know what
Yeah,
to say.
cool.
Uh,
Well, with that said, I will just say if you like the content that we're pushing out, we're trying to get this information out to as many people as possible. Please like, share, comment, and then subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.